Okay, so once you come to the image, right click, save image as. It's going to go to your desktop, and then you go into Photoshop, close my previous assignments, file, open. I always save things to my desktop so I can find them easily. Okay, imagine.jpg, perfect. And it's going to open up. Okay, the first thing you do to any image that you're working on is check the file size. So I can check to see if this is in inches, and I know it's 22 inches wide. That's pretty big. And so whenever you're working on a big image, it takes a lot of computer power. So the smaller the image, the faster your computer will actually render this. So we're gonna just go to image size. And what I always suggest is always take the width, like whatever the biggest number. So in this one, it's 22. Make sure constraint proportions is on, and just change that to 11, and then it automatically just changes that. It doesn't really matter. Resolution of 72 is fine. Hit OK. Of course, it's going to go a little bit smaller, but what you're going to do is hit Command plus, and the Command plus and the Command minus is really quite helpful. And now what we want to do is just unlock the background layer by clicking on it. Hit OK. And then we're going to use the clone stamp tool. Okay, the clone stamp tool is just on your left here. It might be hidden. You do not want to confuse it with a pattern stamp. That is not what we're using. So the clone stamp, it should look like this one. And you're going to see it acts kind of like a brush. Okay, so I would suggest right off the bat going into using one of these fuzzy ones, because you do not want a hard edge brush here. So I'm just going to click on any of these. Okay, and then if you look at your screen, you can kind of see here that it's a little square. If you have your cap locks on, it's going to go to this like target. Okay, you want to avoid the target because it won't let you see the size of your brush. It took me a few years to actually figure that one out. And again, I showed you the shortcut before, but I'm going to show you again. Right to the right of the letter P is a left bracket. Left bracket makes it smaller, and the right bracket makes it bigger. Okay, that's going to be very, very helpful for you to know during this assignment. Okay, so let's just say I want to start moving this Imagine. So I'm going to zoom in a bit. It's a little bit fuzzy. I'm not kind of happy about that, but I'll leave it for now. And then if I just click on it, I'm going to get an error message. Could not use clone stamp tool because the area to clone has not been defined. Option click to define a source point. So that's a very complicated way of saying, hey, you didn't tell me where to steal from. So basically what we're doing is we're stealing from one area and putting it over another. Okay, so I'm going to hit Option on my keyboard, and you're going to see this turns into like a target. Okay, so I'm going to say I want to steal from just above the letter, and you can change that as much as you want. So I'm going to steal from up here. I'm clicking, and now when I go over the letter, you can kind of see it kind of gives me a preview, and I'm just going to make little clicks. Okay, and you can see it starting to disappear. But if you go over here, look how it's bringing, like it's stealing from the top, and so that looks kind of wrong. So I have to undo it. Okay, and I have to steal from another spot. Okay, you're gonna steal from a lot of different spots. Okay, I'm gonna make that a little bit smaller. I'm gonna hit Option again. I'm gonna steal from this spot now. Okay, just little clicks. Awesome. Now I'm going to do this side. So I'm going to steal from the bottom now. Just little clicks. And you can kind of tell that the pattern doesn't look quite right. Okay, and I'm going to steal from the spot now, kind of in the middle, working my way out. It doesn't look quite right. I can tell because I'm the one changing it and manipulating it. But when I zoom out, you can't tell at all. Right? That looks perfect. Okay, so I've got rid of that. Now comes the leaf. It's a little bit more complicated because we have these lines here. We can't just steal from the one section. We have to kind of follow the line. So I'm going to show you kind of an easy way to do that. Whenever you have a line, you want to follow the line. Okay, and again, you have to resize this brush pretty much constantly. So I'm going to hit Option, and I want to copy this line here because I want to follow the line all the way up. Okay, so I'm going to copy, and you can kind of see here how it's lining up. I just kind of line it up, make little clicks, and it kind of gets rid of it, and it follows that line almost perfectly. Then I'm going to steal from this side. I'm going to make it a little bit smaller, and just your little clicks here. Okay, so I've got those two lines. Now I'm going to get rid of this part. Option, maybe steal from in here. Perfect. Now I can fill this part in. Okay, there's just a hint of yellow, but again, if you zoom out, you cannot tell. Okay, you can't tell it was even there. Okay, so I would actually go in and clean all the stuff up. There's leaves here, up here. I would take it all away, and then when I'm done, save for web and device. But remember, you need to save your original as well, so don't overwrite your original. So I'll go save Imagine 2, or sorry, Imagine. Awesome. Desktop, perfect. So that way I can go in and upload both pictures, and I can see exactly the difference. So what I want you guys to do is 2 versions. Start off with mine, just so you can learn the concept, and then pick something that you want to do. So you can remove something small from an image. Try not to be like so small, like, oh, I'm gonna remove the writing on a wall. Try to pick something better. Again, try to challenge yourself, because the better you get at this, the more fun you can really have.